Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another quick pick prediction video. In this video, I'll be predicting the middleweight bout between Eryk Anders versus Jun Yong Park. And how I see this one right here is how do I see this one here? Eryk Anders versus Jun Yong Park. I'm gonna go with Eryk Anders here. I feel like Jun Yong Park is a pretty solid fighter, but far from impressive. Very low ceiling, I feel, in the game. Can't really see him being a title challenger unless the division really dries up or something crazy like happens or something. But can't see him as a title contender. Like his ceiling's very low to me, but it's a very winnable fight for him. I feel like Eryk Anders is very gun shy at times. Don't let his hands go. Very limited output. Very limited arsenal as far as striking. Got some decent kicks every now and then. Wrestling sometimes be very much on point. Sometimes he's like a very inconsistent fighter. Like sometimes the striking looks much better than it does. I'm not saying he ever looks super world class striker, but sometimes it looks better than it does. Then sometimes it's like he lost out there. Sometimes the rest like look at Darren Silva's fight. The first fight he took him down like 3 times with ease. Second time he got taken down like 3 times over the course of 3 rounds and couldn't get a takedown. So it's like he's so inconsistent. Even if he fights the same exact fighter, it's inconsistent. So some people are like, oh, that guy was a tough style matchup. Like he could literally fight the same guy, knock him out maybe one fight. Next fight he'll struggle and win a split decision that probably should go the other guy away. But that's how inconsistent he is. Like not even the case of the guy made some improvements. It'd be like guy come in the same exact way, same exact everything, and the result would be so varied. The guy's inconsistent. But yeah, I feel like Junior Park's the better boxer. Does feel like he has more arsenal, but I feel like he has less danger to him. Don't really got no power on his feet. Don't really got no super great ground and pound. You can say, oh, look at the Tafon Chukwi fight, but then you go in there with a green fighter. And Chukwi would got like 7 fights in total in his whole MMA career. Got some amateur fights here and there, but still a very green young fighter. Now you're going in with a veteran Eryk Anders, and most people before have not really been at that level that Eryk Anders is at. I'm not saying Anders is some super world class guy necessarily, but look at the people been in with Machida, been in there with Muniz, been in there with Thiago Santos, etc., etc. Mershad, people that actually have fought some of the best in the division, whereas most people that Junior Park have been fighting are entry level for the most part. Barrel kind of a little bit past entry level, but he's not a guy that has established himself for a good long time in the division or any division or in the UFC. Eryk Anders at least has said, I've established, I got some decent wins. I've been around. I've been in with some of the best guys that went on to fight for world titles, lose world titles. I mean, yeah, not win world titles or former champions, etc. And I feel like that's a big thing. Experience is a big thing, and I feel like Eryk Anders has that. And I feel like Junior Park's wrestling still a bit questionable. His wrestling defense, and Eryk Anders doesn't do too much and kind of just loads up a lot of times. I feel like he can connect with some power shots. And also, Junior Park, I said I give him the boxing advantage, striking advantage to an extent, but he still relies on that chin. And his chin, like you could say, oh, he's the Iron Turtle, he got his chin, but who has he really fought that has a track record of being a knockout artist? No one. And got knocked out by basically a grappler in his last fight. So like, I'm not saying Eryk Anders. I'm not saying he definitely got some power. We can't deny that Eryk Anders has power, but he's not a knockout artist himself either. But he at least can be a drop artist somewhat. So, in fact, that Junior Park kind of does his jab and leans back with it, his chin up wide up, and rely on getting it and eating shots. That could be a very bad thing for him. I feel like Eryk Anders will drop him at least once in this fight, and that would be a big factor. I feel like it'd be a case of when he's kind of lazy, well, like a slow pace, have you fall asleep type fight where Junior Park is throwing these weak shots out there, weak volume punches, weak little jab every now and then, and just keep doing a little jab and moving to the power side a little bit and pull, like doing the jab and pulling the back. And then Eryk Anders eventually catching on to it, landing a couple shots over the top, timing the jab, trying to mix for some takedowns, a lot of cage fighting and like trying to fight for the clinch against the cage and stuff. Eryk Anders probably been a stronger one, probably been able to win it by a slim little margin, get some takedowns. Maybe one of those fights where it's like not the most exciting, but a low level chess match against the cage. And every now and then, like Junior Park doing the volume, Eryk Anders doing the big shots while he's landing or missing it, and then it's crashing into the clinch and they're battling against the cage. One of those real boring type fights. But I feel like eventually, like everybody going to sleep, all of a sudden Junior Park get dropped with overhand, probably like in the second round, and that shifts the momentum a little bit. Eryk Anders starts getting a takedown a little bit more. And that kind of carries to the third round. Still getting out landed, but he's landing heavy shots. And again, the drop factoring in. Very close, very tight matchup. But Eryk Anders eking it out with his experience, being able to get a takedown, getting able to have that cage control time, just trying to out muscle him against the cage. Not even really all technique in there, but definitely probably a lot of that being strength as well and athleticism, and just winning a lackluster decision over Jun Yong Park. So in this fight, I have Eryk Anders via decision.